President Ilham Aliyev holds bilateral meetings in Davos, where he arrived from Germany after talks with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Turkey's parliament speaker says Islamic world should pay attention to Karabakh conflict. State oil funds investments to hit $36 billion in 2015.
The president of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, is taking part in the World Economic Forum in Davos. Attending the Regions in Transformation Eurasia panel, the president spoke about the regional threats as well as the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. He said that although the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is a regional conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan, it has an impact on broader scale from the point of geography and methodology. He said that this conflict must be resolved based on the norms of international law.
And also important is that international law norms should not be interpreted by different countries with respect to their interests. They must be interpreted as they've been written. And it's a very clear definition in United Nations Charter, in documents of OSCE and other international organizations about priorities of the principles of international law. So all of them must be observed. Then we will avoid double standards, and more important, we will avoid or maybe reduce the risks of new conflicts in our region.
The agenda of the World Economic Forum, which will last till January 25th, includes such issues as the current situation in the world markets, changes in the exchange rates of the major currencies, oil prices, increasing of the terrorism threat, and other issues. The forum is being attended by the heads of states and governments, heads of the leading global companies, as well as representatives of the non-governmental organizations. Over 2,500 representatives from 140 countries are taking part in the forum.
Visiting Davos, President Ilham Aliyev met with Ms. Simonetta Sommaruga, the president of the Swiss Confederation. The side stated that relations between the two countries developed successfully in different fields, noting the efficient relations in the economic field and great potential for its further development. The parties emphasized the cooperation in the investment and energy fields, as well as the importance of the work carried out by the state oil company of the Azerbaijan Republic in Switzerland. In the course of the meeting, the sides expressed that the further expansion of the economic cooperation was important, noting the mutual benefits of joint projects implemented by Azerbaijan and Switzerland. During the meeting, the parties exchanged views on perspectives of bilateral relations and other issues of mutual interest. President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev met European Commission Vice President for Energy Union Maroš Šefčovič in Davos. The parties emphasized the successful cooperation between Azerbaijan and the European Union in different fields, including the field of energy. The sides stressed the importance of the increasing role of Azerbaijan in ensuring the energy security of Europe and the significance of the Southern Gas Corridor in this regard. The parties discussed the issues related to the first meeting of the Advisory Council for the Southern Gas Corridor to be held in Baku and exchanged views on the current state and prospects of cooperation.
Political relations between Azerbaijan and Germany developed very successfully, President Ilham Aliyev said in Germany. The president made the remarks at a joint press conference with Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel in Berlin. Ilham Aliyev expressed confidence that his visit will give a new momentum to the development of political relations between the two countries. The president noted that in the future the German companies will be able to do in Azerbaijan even more, both as contractors and investors. Given the dynamic development of Azerbaijan's economy, the realization of numerous infrastructure projects, then of course successful activities of German companies in Azerbaijan will continue, he said. The president noted that during the talks, the parties also touched upon the issues of regional security. The settlement of the Armenian-Azerbaijani Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is a priority for Azerbaijan, he said. This is a great source of threat both for Azerbaijan and the region. As is now, the internationally recognized territories of Azerbaijan have been under occupation of Armenian army for many years. Some 20% of Azerbaijani lands are under the occupation. Over 1 million Azerbaijanis suffer from the occupation and have become refugees and internally displaced persons. President Aliyev said. He noted that the UN Security Council adopted 4 resolutions on the settlement of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, which demands the unconditional withdrawal of Armenian armed forces from the occupied territories. Unfortunately, Armenia ignores them, willing to keep the status quo. The president further noted that the energy security was among the main topics of the talks. The projects initiated by the Azerbaijani side changed the energy map of Europe, the energy security of which will be further secured with help of Azerbaijan as well, he said. According to him, the TANA project started in 2012, and the TAP project was selected in 2013 as a main export route, and late last year, the foundation of the Southern Gas Corridor was laid. Azerbaijan is the initiator of all these projects. At the same time, Azerbaijan undertakes large financial commitments for the implementation of these projects, President Aliyev said. The President expressed confidence that all the work will be done in a timely manner. The President noted that next month, Azerbaijan capital of Baku will host the first advisory council of the Southern Gas Corridor at Azerbaijan's initiative and expressed confidence that it will discuss all the issues. President highlighted that Azerbaijan has been a member of the Council of Europe since 2001 and has been timely and properly fulfilling its commitments of the COE. The President said Azerbaijan has adopted many laws that meet the European standards. He also underscored that human rights in Azerbaijan are secured. President Aliyev said that nobody is persecuted in Azerbaijan for criticism and opinion in general. Speaking about the freedom of speech, Azerbaijan President said that it's provided in the country by 100%. Hundreds of media outlets operate in Azerbaijan, the President said, adding that at the same time, no restriction is put on the internet in the country. The internet is free, there is no censorship. He noted that the number of the internet users is about 72%. The freedom of press is provided in full, he further noted. President Aliyev went on to add that the same can be said about the freedom of assembly. For her part, the German Chancellor Angela Merkel said that conflicts, including the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, should be solved peacefully. She regretted the frequent violations of the ceasefire along the line of contact between the Azerbaijan and Armenian troops, noting that Armenia and Russia adhere to certain common stance on this issue. Merkel also said Germany supports the work of the OSCE Minsk Group. The Chancellor praised the role of Azerbaijan in energy security of Europe and expressed support for the Southern Gas Corridor project. As Merkel noted, the negotiations also focused on the issues of cooperation between Azerbaijan and the EU and expansion of relations within the Eastern Partnership. The 10th session of the Conference of the Parliamentary Union of the Islamic Cooperation Organization was held in Turkey's Istanbul. The chairman of the Grand National Assembly of Turkey, Cemal Çiçek, said in his speech at the conference that Turkey will continue to support Azerbaijan. He stated that one of the most significant matters that Islamic world should pay attention to is Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Nagorno-Karabakh conflict hinders the establishment of peace and stability in the South Caucasus. The occupation of 20% of Azerbaijani territories is unacceptable. The term for peace and prosperity in the South Caucasus is the resolution of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict within the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, he said, adding that today more than 1 million people became refugees in Azerbaijan. We cannot say that the international community is paying attention to this issue. Turkey will continue to support Azerbaijan's fair struggle in all spheres, he concluded. Speaking at the conference, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan urged Western countries to take necessary actions to stop insulting Islamic values. After the Paris attack to the French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo, which left 12 dead, protests against Muslims have been organized in several European Union countries. Referring to these anti-Islam protests, Erdogan pointed out that to use the concept of terror together with Islam and terrorists with Muslim is the great insult and attack to the religion of Islam. Erdogan urged EU countries to stop all the attacks targeting to insult Islam and Muslim and appealed all the Muslim countries to stand united against the Western countries. In the meantime, he highlighted the responsibility of the OIC as the sole representative mechanism of the whole Muslim world in providing an effective platform for dialogue. No one will grant Muslims the desired right of representation in the international institutions like United Nations, he said, adding that we have to fight for our rights ourselves. Azerbaijan represented at the conference by a delegation headed by the Speaker of the Parliament, Oktay Asadov.
The upcoming January session of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe is an important event for Azerbaijan in many ways. National interests have always been a priority for the Azerbaijani delegation to pace. MP Samet Seyidov, who heads Azerbaijan's delegation, has stated, "We've been in the Council of Europe since 2001, and we have been consistently saying that by no means should the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict be removed from the agenda, because most of Europe's problems today is unfortunately something Azerbaijan has already gone through.
то, что уже пережил Азербайджан.
According to Saidov, this refers to such challenges as occupation, bloodshed, ethnic cleansing, problems of refugees and IDPs, women's problems, etc. Europe has now encountered the entire host of these problems firsthand, and for a long time we've been warning Europe that if it does not heed attention to the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, it would face the same kind of problems of its own. Saidov went on to say that currently Europe actually experiences the same problems that Azerbaijan encountered in the aftermath of the Armenian aggression, terror, occupation, and the problem of refugees. The head of Azerbaijan's delegation said that even if the agenda of the forthcoming session does not include the Karabakh conflict issue, the Azerbaijani delegation would raise it during the discussion of other topics. For instance, the session agenda includes the issue of refugees in Europe. Currently, Azerbaijan has over 1 million refugees as a result of its conflict with Armenia. The agenda also contains the issue of the violation of human rights. A graphic example of this is the capture of Dilgam Askarov and Shahbaz Guliyev, Azerbaijani civilians who just intended to visit the graves of their relatives on their native soil and were taken hostage by the Armenian side in the occupied Kalbajar region. An illegal entity unlawfully captures people in an occupied territory, illegally arranges so-called legal action, illegally deprives them of freedom, that is, in fact, keeping citizens of their own country as hostages, and where can you see any reaction whatsoever from international organizations? Isn't it a double standard? And that's the reason of today's woes of Europe itself. Saidov noted that Azerbaijan, the people who were captured by those bandits, are certainly affected by this primarily, but the organizations that fail to respond to such instances, notably European and international entities, are affected by this the most, and regardless of the assurances made, if they do not respond to such developments and due assessment is not provided to the actions of criminals in the occupied territories, the likelihood of such a situation emerging in Europe increases all the more. Saidov said the double standard policy currently applied toward Azerbaijan is related to the independent course pursued by the leadership of Azerbaijan, and the attempts of some circles to alter and influence Baku's policies are unacceptable and will have no impact.
The projected total cost of the investment portfolio of the State-owned Fund of Azerbaijan for 2015 was set at 28.2 billion Azeri manats. The Azerbaijan president has recently issued a decree approving the main directions of the program of using SOFA's funds for 2015. The forecast for 2014 was formed at the level of 27 billion Azeri manats. In 2015, SOFAs will implement the investment policy which allows obtaining the maximum yield at low risk of loss of the fixed capital, the document says. The main areas of expenditure of SOFA's funds in 2015 will be financing of certain measures relating to the accommodation and improvement of the social living conditions of refugees and internally displaced persons, transfers to the state budget of 2015, financing of the Samur Absheron irrigation system reconstruction project, financing of the Baku-Tbilisi Coast Railway Line construction project, financing of the state program on education of Azerbaijani youth in foreign countries, and financing of Azerbaijan's share in the 1,000 gas corridor project. Azerbaijan's Shahdag ski resort will again host the most cheerful winter competition titled Shah of the Carpets on February 8th. The main element of the vehicle must be carpet. Participants of the Red Bull Shah carpet will be descending from the mountain, moving down the slope on the trampoline, and jumping into the pool. Those who want to participate need to think in advance a creative concept of their team, build a device to sleeve with a carpet, choose a team name, and prepare funny costumes. The team, consisting of 2 to 3 members, will be given the 5 minutes for performance. The team equipment should include home-produced rugs, skis, snowboard, iceboard, or any other snow vehicle can be used in the construction. Each jump will be judged by the technique of the stunt, creativity of the costumes and performance, as well as audience sympathy. Unique spectacle, unforgettable entertainment, plenty of drive and extreme sports, as well as many interesting prizes are guaranteed. The project is supported by the ski resort Shahtak.